it's a symbol of that season. It's got a lot of good memories. It was one of the first steps in recovery, not only for me but for the community. Yeah, and I thought it was gone forever, so to have it back is just amazing.
That was Evan Todd. He was seated alongside Bobby Smith on Fox and Friends yesterday. They were meeting for the first time in their lives after fate played an incredible role. You see, Bobby Smith's a Vietnam vet. He became homeless last year after losing his wife and daughter. But while staying in a shelter in California, he was searching by a local riverbed when he saw a shiny object. Turns out that object was way more valuable than anyone could have imagined. To go further in depth on this story and more good vibes surrounding our vets, we're so pleased to be joined by Jacqueline Newman. She's a family law attorney and managing partner at Berkman, Butcher, Newman and Rod. So your name is there on the firm, Jacqueline. You are a senior attorney. Some good news surrounding the vets, but we wanted to share this story with you and get to your story in just a second. Bobby Smith and Evan Todd meeting for the first time. Turns out the object was Todd's Columbine football championship ring that he won less than a year after that horrible mass murder at Columbine High School. Now, Todd, who was hurt in that initial shooting, lost friends and teammates. The football championship was a sign of healing. He lost the event, the ring back at a speaking event in 2004, but here comes the vet, Bobby Smith, who found that ring among the rocks, and now they were reunited. And it worked out, and it's a story of veteran playing a role when he faced economic duress himself. So it's pay it forward. Todd has gone to a GoFundMe page raising money for Smith. On that page in 1 month, $95,000 has been raised. So that is a great ending to a story that had a lot of tragic elements. In much the same way, Jacqueline, we offer that as kind of an intro to what you have for us, and it deals with the caring of vets, and more importantly, the domestic tranquility for our veterans. Tell us what we're finding out now about divorce rates in the military personnel.
Well, what we're finding out is that divorce rates are going down, which is very, very exciting, and it's excellent because, as you can imagine, divorce rates generally have been on the higher end with military marriages, because military marriages, it's difficult. It's definitely can be more difficult than a civilian marriage based on the fact of people moving around, the financial pressures, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other things that go on. Marriage can be tough on its own, but when you're adding in the military component, that makes it very difficult. But we're happy to say that divorce rates are going down.
Well, when you think about multiple deployments, to hear that divorce rates are down, why do you think now they're coming down?
I think what's happening is that the military is putting a lot of emphasis on marriage, and they're putting a lot of emphasis on the relationships. They are providing counseling to married couples. They're actually having weekend getaways. They're doing a lot of things to really try to keep the family together and to deal with the problems that they encounter being a married military couple.
And when we talk about a married military couple, it is worth noting that there are military members married to one another, which would seem to multiply challenges, or reconsidering it, does it multiply the challenges? Are there rules about having spouses out of theater, or have we ever caught up to the fact that in modern marriages you do have people involved in the same profession, in this case the profession being our all-volunteer armed forces?
I think that it does make it more difficult. I think that it compounds the issues when you have people that are being deployed, when you have people that are moving around the way that they are, and then dealing with the pressures, the financial pressures and the emotional pressures that you deal with in the military. So I think it does make it more difficult when you have two people in it. But again, I think the military is taking great strides to try to make it work.
Mindful of that, and it is not unique to the military, but we have put so much attention on the challenges that have been there heretofore, and most people, I'm sure this news today about a lower rate of divorce among military couples comes as a pleasant surprise. To make it work, whether military or not, how do you counsel people in your family law practice? I realize you're there to practice law, not psychology, but still in terms of living and coping, there have to be some skills that apply to maintaining a marriage and making it work.
There absolutely are. One of the pieces of advice that I give many of my clients is you need to learn to fight well. Everyone knows how to get along well, but I think the skill comes in knowing how to fight well, knowing not to hit below the belt, knowing to really hear your spouse and understand what's concerning them. I think if you can learn to master the rules of communication, you can make a marriage survive.
So it is mastering the rules of communication first and foremost, but also with that, a marriage quite often involves more than just a man and a woman. By that I mean the fact that children come into the equation. How should married couples, especially in the military, try to deal with discipline with one of them away and with that whole communication dealing with their kids?
It's very challenging. I think the military probably does add an extra layer of challenge that many civilians may not experience. But when it comes to raising children, I think that people need to get on the same page about the ways they want to discipline their children. I think they need to be sending the same messages to their children. A lot of conflict arises when you have one parent who believes in disciplining, let's say, in one way, and another parent believes in doing it differently. And that raises great, great conflict. So before people have children or when they get married, these are discussions they should be having.
Jacqueline Newman, about a minute remains. And I wonder that perhaps there is, in a weird way, an upside to the multiple deployments. Because of the added strife, can that conceivably drive couples together rather than pull them apart? Last 45 seconds to you, ma'am.
Yeah, I think that some people may say absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think that if people are in high conflict situations, maybe the distance can help them. That said, I do still believe it's all about communication, and it's about being able to really respect each other.
Communication, very important, and also, since those in our military took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, we should note that an important part of that preamble is to ensure domestic tranquility. All kidding aside, on a very serious subject, but encouraging news about military divorces decreasing, family attorney Jacqueline Newman, we thank you very much for your time today from Newsmax, New York. And we'll be back right after this Newsmax Now update.